Sorry. I love it. Yeah, some of my favorites. Yeah, I almost know here. Yeah, they look very similar. In the same material, like make. Right, yes, just experience.
Are we good? All right, there's one more spot up here. Anybody wants to move their spot, or we just let somebody be there? Who needs to be here, who can't quite make it today? How about that? And if you feel you and the other one is scooch together and get more space, we can do that. Yay. Well, good morning, everybody. Well, good morning, everyone. Namaste. So nice to see you all here. Happy Sunday. I see a few new faces in here. My name is Lisa. I get to be your guide of sorts. Really, we're just going to co-create whatever happens here today together. I wanted to share with you, I teach yoga for a living, which is challenging. And so you got to do other things. And I substitute teach also in Littleton Public Schools. And I mostly stay with elementary because my daughter is in elementary school and that feels like a comfort zone to me. And middle school and high school seems really scary. But I stepped out of my comfort zone last week and I subbed in middle school. Oh. Yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome. And then this last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, I was middle school, and last week I went to high school. Wow. I know, right? And the interesting thing is that the jobs that they have open the most are for special ed, which is also like out of my comfort zone, right? So I haven't done those for a really long time. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. How bad can it be, right? By the end of the day, you go home, like whatever. So I did special ed in middle school 2 weeks ago and special ed in middle school last week. And you know how people say like they're like, oh, everyone should work in a restaurant once in their lives and you like learn. I think everyone should sub in a special ed classroom once in their life. I'm like, forget restaurants, go and see this segment of the population because it is incredibly eye-opening. Not only do you get to reflect upon like all the ability that you have, but I think it just, it melts hearts also. Because it's just like pure heart, right? Like they just function from like the present moment and whatever they want to do and how their hearts are moved. And the reason that I'm sharing all of this is that toward the like after lunch and stuff, they had a class that was an innovative fitness, and it was special ed kids with general ed kids, and I was like immediately, it was a little bit like, oh geez, how's that going to go? Because I don't know what your experience was in school, and I was trying to think about that in high school. I don't remember ever interacting with the special ed kids. I thought they were like weird, and I just kind of kept my distance, and it was a little uncomfortable, and I didn't know what to do, and so I just didn't do anything and just kept to myself. Well, these kids came together, and like I had a moment. I mean, I started crying because I was like, they're so kind to each other, and they're so helpful. And they were like pushing one of the kids in a wheelchair, and like they were playing handball, and they like passed the ball to the kid in the wheelchair who was blind, and they were like, "You can throw it, Alex, go ahead." And like anytime he threw it even onto the ground, they were like, "Yeah, you did it." And it just was like one of those moments where you're like, we're gonna be okay, right? If this is what kids in high school are doing, high-fiving, and like as the adult in the room, it's a little bit easy to kind of intervene and want to like do it and think that you know how. And it was really a moment of just stepping back and letting the kids guide the other kids. And just going like, they know, they speak each other's language. They know, and they did. They were holding hands with them, and like, I was just like, we're gonna be okay. People are kind and good, and I know that. I know that's not always the case, right? And I know that life is hard. And that we can pit ourselves against each other, and we can bring out the worst in each other, but we can also bring out the best in each other. So I just wanted to share that because it was a moment that really touched my heart and my life. And I want to remind you that there are good people everywhere doing beautiful, wonderful things. And as much as we all go, ooh, high school, right? Like amidst all that like chaos and all that like inner turmoil, to see kids just drop their stuff and like help each other and be kind was, I don't know, just filled my heart with joy. So take that for what it brings to you in your life, and maybe consider stepping into a special ed class sometime and helping out, because they really have hearts of gold. As difficult as it might be with impulse control and all of these other things that we see with another, to be able to look through to someone's light and to someone's heart is like gold, right? So thank you so much for being here, and welcome. Go ahead and get started just in a comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. You'll take a moment just to sit nice and tall, let your hands rest to your knees, palms up or down, thumb and first finger together. And then just nice deep breath in and deep breath out. Take a moment to cruise your awareness through your body. Just notice how you feel in your skin and your bones. And whatever that little story might have brought up for you. Remembering for just a moment that, again, there are beautiful people, helpful people, positive people doing helpful, beautiful, positive things all the time without being asked, without being rewarded, without being noticed. And as we see that reflection in the things that other people do, may we remember that, of course, those very same things exist within our own selves. I encourage you as you breathe to engage the muscles of your throat a little bit. This creates a light ujjayi pranayama. Helps to control the breath as you know your inhales and exhales move in and out. Brings your attention to the present moment. And really helps to internalize. So feel now your breath move in all the way down to the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, have a sense of the pelvic floor engaging and lifting up towards the heart, rising up through the crown of the head. Take a moment to feel the roots of the earth beneath you. And then that which rises from that firm and steady foundation. Begin to reflect upon your breath as it breathes, possibly deepening a little bit more and expanding the ribs just a little bit more. Again, as you exhale and navel draws in, you'll lift from the pelvic floor, and then the collarbones and shoulders, throat will kind of relax and open as you exhale. And then awareness moves to the space of the mind. You take a moment to just let go of everything that has already happened or anything yet to come. And attune your mind now to a present and positive statement or image or feeling. Anything you'd like to call in, anything you'd like to align with. Remember that it's all here, right? Every possibility open. Just what is it we'd like to draw in and turn our attention and energy toward? And as you inhale next, bring your hands together at the third eye center in Anjali Mudra and take a moment to honor the power of the mind. And all these different ways that our minds work and process. We focus now here on anything, again, you'd like to align with. Acknowledging the power of the mind, and that might sound really easy, but this is the point of practice. This is also, the time of the full moon, which is astrologically the way that the yogis understood the mind. That which is always changing, like the moon always changing phase. When the moon is full, it's as if the light in the mind is open and bright. We can see so much clearer. Take a nice deep breath in, fill your lungs all the way full. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And in a moment, just to dedicate your practice. To all of our brothers and sisters who are struggling and suffering, to those who are facing insurmountable challenges, who are living lives we can only imagine. To those that, we're very clear of their struggles, and to those that struggle silently. You just take a moment to send more love into the field that is love itself. And if there's any particular dedication you would like to send out, someone that you're holding at your heart, someone your heart goes out to, a group of people, a situation, just take a moment to get as clear as you can. And take a nice deep breath in. Hold your breath. Exhale everything out. And we'll open and make 3 rounds of Om. As you exhale, we'll bow the chin to the chest and then release the hands, allow your eyes to open, and let's come on to all fours, please. Just take a moment or two to move around a little bit. I know I talked for a little while, so just move around, move your hips from side to side. Maybe rotate your shoulders or move your head around. And then just take another inhale, another exhale, and come to center. And we'll pull the navel in, but then lift open the front of the heart. So breathe into the chest as you carry your gaze a little forward and up. And on your exhale, round your spine. Scoop the tail and drop your head. And do it again. Inhale, drop the belly, lift through the front of the chest. Exhale and round your back. And one more time, just like that. Inhale. Pull the navel and lift, open the heart, and as you exhale, round to the spine. Push the floor away and scoop the tail under. And then come back to center on your inhale and exhale, pause. Okay, reach your right leg back behind you and plant the ball of the foot to the floor. Just kind of pulse back through your heel a few times. And breathe in and out, so kind of opening the energy lines in the back of the leg. Then you'll just kind of hold and push your heel toward the back of the room. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lift your right foot from the floor now and rotate your foot around in a circle a couple times one way. And you can go the other way. Take an inhale, then lift the heel, lift your heart. And on your exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Draw your nose to your knee. Extend your leg if you like. Reach your left arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, then elbow and knee in or just knee in. Do that again. Inhale, extend, exhale, and pull in. So igniting the inner fire, right? One more time. Inhale, extend, and exhale, pull, elbow and knee in. Good. Inhale, reach forward and back. Hold here as you exhale and imagine like a wall on the inside of your arm and your leg. And just kind of press gently towards the center. And then pull the navel in and lengthen from the navel through your foot and through your crown. So stay one more inhale breath here and then set hand and knee to the floor. Switch sides. Extend your left leg back. Plant the ball of the foot to the floor and first just kind of pulse through your heel. Press your heel a couple times towards the back of the room. And then hold. Breathe in and out. Lift your left foot from the floor, then inhale and rotate it around in a circle. One way a few times, and then the other way. Take an inhale, lift open the front of the heart. Exhale and pull the knee into the chest and round the spine. Inhale, extend if you want. Now reach right arm forward. Exhale and pull the knee in. Maybe elbow in. Inhale again, extend. Exhale and pull in. Good. One more time. Inhale. Reach forward and back. Exhale, draw in. Navel to the back body. And then extend and hold. Again, imagine a wall on the inside of the arm and the leg. And press gently towards the center. And then pull the belly button in and feel your low back expand a little bit. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Good, then reach, and stretch. And as you exhale, set your hand and your knee to the floor. Good, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, one more time, round the back, push the floor away. Inhale, back to neutral spine, then bring your knees as wide as your mat, your big toes to touch, and sit your hips back to child's pose. Take a moment to maybe flip the palms open towards the sky, a moment of offering, but also of receiving. We say, we offer from the right side, the solar side, receive from the left side, the lunar side. We draw that in, right, so that the lunar and solar can be as equal as possible in the body. This is what enables then the mind to become more and more still, that kind of full moon of the mind. Take one more inhale, flip the palms over as you exhale, and then lift your hips, curl your toes under, straighten your legs, and we'll press up and back for downward dog. Just take a few moments to pedal out your legs, stretch one heel and then the other toward the floor. Breathe in and out. Spread your fingers like rays from the sun. Push down through the whole of your palm, but especially weight your finger pads, almost as if you could draw the weight out of your wrists. And they won't actually ever come off the floor, but there's a sense of levity from the wrists. You can even draw that up into the sitting bones and then let it cascade down the backs of the legs and through the crown of your head. Just stay for one more inhale breath here then. And as you exhale, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Good, hands to shins, lift up halfway. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold forward. So want the weight slightly forward in your feet. Take an inhale again, lift up halfway. Give a bend to the knees so you can stay balanced and center. Exhale, fold forward. One more time, just like that, halfway lift. Inhale, broaden the collarbones, and as you exhale, fold over your legs. And just relax here for a few moments. Think of your inner thighs spiraling toward the back of the room. So it's a gradual expanding of the back of the pelvis, which will lift the sitting bones towards the ceiling and also allow your spine to lengthen so you can fold further forward over your legs. Not that that's necessarily the goal, but that's how we get there. Then especially release your head, right, and relax your shoulders. You might give a little shake to your shoulders or a nod of your head, yes, a gentle shake of your head, no. Maybe even rotate the head around in a circle a couple times one way and then the other. Remember, you can always support with elbows to knees or hands to ankles. And take another inhale breath here and one more exhale. And on your inhale, we'll slowly rise all the way to stand. So let your arms be heavy and curl the spine to come all the way up. And when you get to stand, just rotate your shoulders around a few times. So I always like to think of this, always makes me feel like just sloughing off the past, right? Anything that maybe is coming up into the surface that I no longer need to hold on to. And just get a little shake through your arms, a little shake through both legs. Okay, then bring your feet a little wider than your hips and just shift your hips gently from side to side. Kind of stretching into the outer hip, one side, of course, and then the other. And then start to make some circles with your pelvis. So this now, of course, the water elements in the body. We want strong, stable roots, but also that are fluid, easy to move. There's a Yoga Sutra that talks of, I don't even know what it is, but I always remember the explanation, rotate the other way. And sorry, this is just off the cuff. I don't know. We researched it. Had I known this was going to come up. Okay, rotate in a figure 8 now. Anyway, it's about having these roots, and it says there's a tree and a little like a small plant. And it says, you know, that when the flood comes, it's the little plant that is rooted that can move when the water comes in. And the tree, if too rigid, will break and fall, right? So I always think of that like when it comes to strong roots, but also the sense of fluidity. Now come back to center, bring your hands behind the back of the pelvis, press your hips forward, lift open the heart. And as you exhale, lean back. We want roots strong, but not so rigid that creates something to break at the upper part, right? Steady but easeful. Inhale, come up to center, and exhale, lower the arms down. Bring your feet back, hip width distance, and then lift the arms to the sky as you breathe in, reach up. On your exhale, fold forward. Stretch out and down through your spine. Relax your head. Lift up halfway. Inhale, lengthen. And now step your right foot to the back of the mat and come into low lunge. Bring the hands to the floor to your shoulders or use your blocks. And on your inhale, lift open your heart. As you exhale, straighten your left leg and fold forward. You do that again. Inhale, bend the knee, lift the heart. Exhale, straighten the leg and fold forward. And then one more time, inhale, bend the knee, lift open the heart. And as you exhale, straighten your leg. And then stay here with your legs straight and kind of lengthen your left hip up and back, but soften the right heel toward the floor. And then think of breathing into the left side of the lower body. Take an inhale, lift into the chest, and on your exhale, fold forward. Step up to the top of your mat on your inhale and switch out your legs. Step your left foot back, low lunge.
There again, your hands to the floor, or of course your blocks. Lighten the load in your hands. Then take an inhale, lift, open the chest, look forward. And on your exhale, straighten your leg and fold. Good, do that again. Inhale, bend the knee. Lift the heart as you exhale, straighten your leg and fold. One more time like that. Inhale, bend the knee. Lift the heart as you exhale, straighten your leg. Now stay here and think of lifting from the right side of the hip. Really, from the hip to the ribs grow longer. Yeah, that'll draw your right hip back. Your left hip comes forward, but you want to soften the left heel at the same time. Now lengthen out of the waist. Take a big breath into the heart. As you exhale, fold. Step up to the top of your mat on your inhale and exhale again, fold over your legs. Great, bend the knees, lift the arms, inhale into chair pose. And exhale, pause. Sit down into the heels, maybe lift the 10 toes from the floor, but root the ball of the foot down. So now with like the light of the mind bright and open, we can start to really specify like how we move in the body and where we place attention through the body. Take one more inhale, lift up through the front of the heart. One more exhale, sit down in the hips. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up, maybe even lean back, and then fold forward on your exhale. Lift up halfway, inhale, lengthen your spine. Plant your hands and step your feet back into plank pose. Now, spoke a little of solar and lunar energy in the body. This is the right and left side. That is found in the channels that run up the spine. Right? And as I said before, when those energy channels are balanced, then they move into the spine itself, which is the exalted channel. Inhale, shift the weight slightly forward, and then exhale, lower. You can drop knees, bend your elbows, lower chest to the floor. Then point your toes and lift your heart. Inhale into cobra. Exhale and lower down. Do that again, cobra pose. Inhale. Root through the heel of the hand, lift the heart as you exhale, lower to the floor. Good, do that one more time. Inhale to cobra pose. Relax the legs, feet heavy. Exhale, lower to the earth. Good, inhale then to plank or go back into child's pose. And as you exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Good, and then just make adjustments, right? As the body opens, as the breath deepens, there may be places accessible that weren't before. Strength that you perceive that maybe you didn't before. Maybe areas that are open. Okay, now take another inhale and exhale your big toes together. As you breathe in, next lift the right leg up towards the sky and just pause here for a moment. Flex through your foot, so point your toes straight down for the ground and draw the right hip in line with the left. Yeah, good. Now take an inhale, use your glute to lift your heel a little higher, and on your exhale, pull the foot through to the top of your mat. Inhale will lift the arms to the sky, rise, standing crescent lunge. So you can bring your hands to your knee to help with balance first, and then arms towards the ceiling. Then we want to ground through the right heel, but move the right hip back, so the hips are more and more square toward the front. Draw in from the lower abdomen up into the front of the chest, and then as you exhale, maybe a little deeper bend in the right knee. Take an inhale, lift the arms, straighten your right leg. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring your hands to the heart center. Release your hands, lift your arms, reach up. Straighten your leg, exhale, bend in, hands to heart. Good, and one more time like that. Inhale, reach up, straighten your leg, and as you exhale, bend the knee. Now hold here, just extend your arms to the sky, and on your exhale, twist to the right. So that's towards the yellow wall. Bring your right arm behind you, left arm forward. Stay strong through the standing leg. I know the leg might start to fatigue, but use your left leg as well. Use your lower abdomen, lift up through the heart. One more. Inhale, exhale, twist. Sweep the right arm forward towards the sky, crescent lunge. Exhale, place your hands to the earth. Inhale, step your right foot back to plank pose. Exhale, either to downward dog or bend your elbows and lower all the way or stop halfway. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. Exhale the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Good, breathe in and breathe out. Let the mind become open and clear. And And notice how there's this part of you that can, really service others when you focus on what happens for you here and now. So it's very much a refueling of that which may be depleted. Take another inhale, then exhale your big toes together. Lift the left leg to the sky. Now pause. Point your toes towards the floor and kick through your heel. And then try to align your hips as best you can, which means you might need to drop your left hip toward the floor a little bit. Maybe that means the leg doesn't go as high. That's okay. Now engage your glute and lift the foot a little bit higher on your inhale. And as you exhale, draw it through the top of the mat. Take your time and inhale, come all the way up, standing crescent lunge. So I want to make sure that we're supported by the legs, really through the heel, these bigger muscles of the quads, the glutes, the core. Then arms extend towards the sky, inhale and exhale, relax the shoulders. Take an inhale, straighten your left leg and reach up. Now on your exhale, bend the left knee, bring your hands to the heart center. Release, inhale, straighten the leg and reach arms up. Exhale, bend the knee, the hands to the heart. Great, one more time like that. Inhale, root down, reach up, and as you exhale, bend into lunge. Just the arms to the sky, then inhale. And now exhale, you twist towards the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Stay here and breathe in and out. Use your core and the lower abdomen. And then think of that left glute. Awesome. Maybe extend back into the right leg a little bit more. And now pull in from the roots, lift through the crown. And on your exhales, kind of reach back. Inhale, sweep your arm forward, lift up, crescent lunge. Exhale, place your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back as you inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to stop halfway chaturanga or go to downward dog. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, the hips to the sky, downward facing dog pose. So can we also, as we turn inward, create that same kindness that these kids showed to each other, to our own selves? I see you and I'm willing to help you. I love you and I'm here. Right? Take another inhale, look to the top of your mat. Exhale everything out, bend your knees and jump, step or walk up. Lift up halfway, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale all the way to stand, lift the arms to the sky. And exhale the hands to the heart center. Bend the knees now. Inhale, lift the arms to the ceiling. And exhale, pause. Just hang out in chair pose for a moment. Shift the weight back into the heels again. Hug the legs in, but think of them like magnetized, right? That they're drawn toward one another, but there's also a degree of like repellent, right? So that they work together, but also individually. Take another inhale right into the front of the chest. Another exhale, bend the knees, sit low. Inhale, rise up to stand, and then exhale your hands to your heart center. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. I have to share another little anecdote. So we were sitting at lunch, right? And all the special ed kids are at one lunch table. And the rest of the kids are all around. It was Spirit Day. Everyone was in red. This kid goes, everyone's wearing red today. He's like, yeah, everyone's got red on. And this girl walked by and she was like, hi, so-and-so. And he was like, a student said hi to me. A student said hi to you. So like the littlest thing, we never know like what the littlest thing will do that lights up the whole of your day. And so may you maybe be that person that goes, someone said hi to me today. Someone recognized me, that I was alive on this planet at the same time that you are, right? So easy in our hustle and bustle to be like, these people need to get out of my way, I gotta get somewhere, and why is everybody so slow, and they don't get it, blah, blah, blah. But just if we pause and look at each other and see one another and go, hi. Right? We go, someone saw me. Bring your hands to your hips and then shift the weight into the left foot and pick your right foot up and off the floor and rotate the right foot around one way and then the other. Then hold and kind of draw the navel in. Take an inhale into the front of the heart. And as you exhale, you're going to extend your right leg back and keep it off the floor and come into balancing warrior 3. Now kick back through your heel just like we did on all fours a moment ago and reach forward through the crown of your head. Stay here for one more inhale and now fold. Place your hands to the earth or your blocks and lift your right leg up high towards the sky. Take an inhale, reach your right leg nice and high, and now exhale, bend the right knee behind the left, bend your left knee. Straighten both legs, lift the right leg to the ceiling, inhale, exhale, and bend it. Do that again, reach the right leg high, squeeze your glute to lift it up, exhale and pull the knees together. Do that one more time on your inhale, reach up, and exhale, curl in. Now extend both legs on your inhale and stay here as you exhale, fold. Just one more breath in, you guys, then step the foot to the back of the mat, come again into low lunge. Breath in, lift open the heart, and now pivot to the side. Walk your hands to the long edge of your mat, and then take a moment just to match up your feet if they're unequal. Okay. Turn your toes slightly in and your heels out. Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head with as much space as you've got, and then fold forward on your exhale. Good, do that again. Inhale, kind of lengthen out of the torso. Exhale and fold forward. One more time like that, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Then turn, just take a moment to stay here. Notice your toes again, a little bit turned in. Lift and spread your toes so you can increase the roots, the surface area on the ground. Lengthen out of the torso, one more inhale, one more exhale. Now bring your hands to your hips and mindfully come all the way up to standing. You have to kind of swoop to the side a little bit. Okay. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now from here, I'm just going to toe and heel your feet in like one time, but then pivot your feet towards the front of the room. You'll be in pyramid pose. Well, most likely, you got to adjust as you come to pyramid pose. Just step your right foot up a little bit and maybe out to the side. Not the smoothest of transitions, but you're there. Okay, now take your right hand up towards the sky, left hand behind your back. Take an inhale and reach up tall, and exhale, come down just halfway. So your spine is parallel to the floor. Do that again. Inhale, lift up to stand. Bend your knees a little bit. Exhale, root through your feet as you hinge at your waist. Come up one more time on your inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale and come down halfway, and now pause here. Okay. You can keep your right arm reaching forward or feel free to bring it behind your back. You could also extend your left arm forward. You could try all three. What would they each feel like? And which one do I want to be with today? Okay. Knowing that both arms is going to be a little more challenging and build the strength in your back. One arm is going to be that kind of halfway between, and both hands behind can also be helpful if it's a little more challenging. Okay? It'll bring your awareness into the core center wherever you go. Take another inhale breath here. Pull your belly button in as you exhale. Everybody, last breath in, and then wherever you are, you're going to fold forward over your left leg. Step up to the top of your mat. Inhale and exhale, fold Uttanasana. Bend the knees, lift your arms, Utkatasana. Exhale and pause. Good. Inhale, rise to stand, reach up. And exhale, the hands to the heart center. Just pause for a moment, close your eyes. Breathe in and out. Take a moment to remember your intention. Take a moment to remember back into the space of the heart. Breathe in and out. Take one more inhale and exhale. Release your arms by the sides. Bring your hands to your hips, and we'll do the other side. So you'll shift the weight into your left foot. We're going to inhale, right foot. You're going to pick the left foot up and off the floor. Right. Weight in the right leg, left foot up and off the floor. And just pause here for a moment. Take a breath in and a breath out. We're establishing strength in this right leg, the ankle, the knee, the hip, right? Rotate the foot one way and then the other and pull the navel in. Yeah, good. Now take an inhale through the front of the heart, and as you exhale, hinge forward and extend your left leg back, balancing warrior 3. Breathe in and out. Remember, you don't have to be in the shape of a T to be in the pose. You could even have your left toes on the ground and your heart forward. Wherever you go, think about beginning of class. When we did this on our hands and knees, drawing in towards the center of the body. Now, could you lift your left leg a little bit higher? Take an inhale, and now step it to the back of the mat, crescent lunge. Take an inhale breath, lift your arms to the sky. Exhale and bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, straighten the leg, lift both arms up. Exhale and bend the knee, the hands to the heart. Okay, you'll take one more inhale. I totally forgot what we did on the other side. I'm just like blank. Standing splits, thank you very much. Take an inhale, and then exhale, full. Place your hands to the floor. Step onto the left foot and lift the right leg to the sky. I don't know if that's how we got there. Thanks. I think I was back in special ed classroom for a second. I just mean in my memory. Okay. Now you're gonna lift the leg nice and high. Take an inhale and exhale. Bend the left knee. Hug it in behind the right knee. Right knee bends. Inhale. Extend both legs. Reach up. Exhale and pull in. Good. Do it again. Inhale. Extend the legs. Reach through your left foot. Exhale. Pull in. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, pull in. Now extend your legs, straighten them both. Inhale, exhale, stay here and fold. Let your upper body relax towards the ground. Maybe even release your head. One more breath in, and then you'll step the foot to the back of the mat, low lunge. Inhale, lift open your heart, and then pivot to the side. Walk your hands to the long edge. Breathe in and out. Then match up your feet. Take an inhale, kind of lengthen out of the torso as much as your space will allow, and then fold forward. Good. Again, inhale. Lengthen, exhale, fold. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Lengthen out of the torso, exhale, and fold forward. And then just notice your feet, turn the toes in a little bit, the heels out. This is that same kind of inner spiral of the thighs that we did or that I cued at least, when the legs were together. The sitting bones will broaden and then you extend down through the crown of the head. Good. Take another inhale and another exhale. Awesome. You'll bring your hands to your hips and come gently all the way back up to stand or mindfully. Breathe in and out. Okay. And then it's a little toe and heel in so the legs are a little closer, and then you'll pivot the feet towards the front of the room. Right? Our pyramid pose. Hips and shoulders square forward, left foot out towards the side of the room. Okay. Now right hand comes behind, left arm lifts up towards the sky. Take an inhale, reach up, and as you exhale, hinge forward at your waist. Fold just halfway down. Again, inhale, lift up. Reach tall, exhale, pull the navel in a soft bend to both knees. So you press through your feet. Come up one more time on your inhale. Exhale, hinge forward halfway, then pause. Stay here with the left arm overhead, or bring it around behind the back, or carry your right arm forward. Just wherever you go, in whatever variation you take with your arms, pull your belly button strongly in to support your low back. I know it's not easy on the low back. That's part of why we do it though, because that's how we can strengthen the lower spine. Now tuck the chin in so the back of the neck is long. Take another inhale breath here. On your exhale, fold forward. Wherever your hands are, relax them towards the floor. Take a breath in and a breath out. Step up to the top of your mat on your inhale and exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, lift the arms. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale and stay. Great. Inhale, rise to stand. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Good. Just pause for a moment. Once again, close your eyes. You breathe in and out. One of the things that the full moon of the mind, or this place where the mind is steady, one of the things it does, one of the most powerful things it does, of course, is reflect. Right? That's the whole deal with the moon, right? Is it is reflecting the sun. The sun in our practice is what we equate to the soul. And so the saying is, or the teaching is, that when your mind is steady and whole and complete, that light filters through all the way and reflects the light of the soul. Right? Take another inhale breath here and another exhale. And release your hands gently towards the floor, and on your inhale, sweep your arms towards the sky. Grab your left wrist and exhale, stretch to the side. Shift your hips just off center. Some traditions call this the crescent moon pose. So you create with your body this curve on the left side. Your hips can move out towards the side a little bit. Soft root through your feet, bend your knees. Inhale, come up to center, switch out your hands. And exhale, go to the other side. And then just kind of envision with your mind this full moon that you create, of which your body is just that crescent sliver. Shoulders roll back and down, move the head back and the throat open. Soft and rooted through your feet, right? Take another inhale, another exhale. Come up to center as you breathe in and then lower your hands down. All right. Shift the weight into your left foot again. This time I'll have you bend your right knee and reach down to capture your ankle or your foot with your right hand. Okay, and breathe in and breathe out. Now flex your right foot, just really so your toes are engaged. You can keep your ankle kind of extended if you want. What's most important is the alignment of the knee and the hip and the shoulders on the right side. So you want the thigh on the right side to align with your left leg. Yeah, and you can glance down to see what's going on down there. And then hold it in center where you see the balance, sense the feeling, and keep the feeling as your attention moves. Take another inhale breath here. Maybe lift the left arm towards the sky, but stay here. I know a lot of times we're tempted to move out of a place that we are, or we think, oh, I need to be someplace else. I know this guides me toward King Dancer. That must be where we're going, so I'm going to go. Right? But we're not. We're going to stay right here and take another inhale and another exhale. Good. Lower your foot to the floor. Take an inhale and exhale. Kind of shake it out a little bit. And then let's do the other side. Shift the weight into the right foot. Lift and spread your toes. Strong standing balance on the right side. And bend your left knee and reach back to capture your foot. Oh my gosh. Okay, spread your toes. And then draw the foot in from really the shoulder, your left shoulder drawing more on your back. And then align your thighs, so your left thigh in line with the right. You're going to hug the left leg in, just as if your left foot were on the floor. And then from here, extend your arms towards this, or right arm toward the sky, and then just stay. Pull the navel in, and from the navel, reach up, but from the navel, root down. Draw the belly button in. Stay with the sensations. Take another inhale breath here. And another exhale. Great. And then one more breath in to reach up. As you exhale, lower your arms, set your foot to the floor, and shake it out. Awesome. All right. Yes. Release there. Lift the arms towards the sky. Inhale. Fold forward. This time interlace the hands behind your back. Now you can keep your hands to the back of the waist there, or if it's okay, you can extend the arms up towards the sky, and then maybe even let them drop overhead. I don't know, the key here is in squeezing the shoulder blades onto the back and breathing into the front of the chest. Take another inhale, let your arms lift and lengthen, another exhale as you fold, then bring your hands to your shins, lift up halfway, and on your exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Set your right knee now gently onto the ground and bring your hands to your left thigh. And breathe in and out. Take another inhale right into the front of the heart, another exhale, kind of lean back a little bit. You can keep your right toes curled under, or you can point them back behind you. Let's stay just one more inhale breath here and one more exhale, kind of lean back. Straighten your left leg, then inhale and exhale your hands to the floor under your shoulders, but there's your blocks. And you'll kick the ball of the left foot up and off the floor. So half Hanumanasana. You have an option here to slide your left foot forward and come into full Hanumanasana. Or like 3/4 Hanumanasana, 5/8 Hanumanasana, whatever. You could even take one of your blocks and place them underneath the left thigh as you extend it forward. Okay? Now remember that kind of squeeze in from the legs. You're going to rotate your left inner thigh toward the floor and your right inner thigh towards the sky. This will square the hips and probably make some more intense sensation in your hamstrings. So then you breathe. You know they call this pose Hanumanasana, right? Lift open the front of the heart. Well, they do. If you didn't, now you do know. And Hanumanasana is the one who is the deity that represents love and devotion, where we see our devotion not only to ourselves, but to each other.
in the small and simple acts that we make every day. Take one more inhale right into the heart. One more exhale as you reach through the legs. Now the trickiest part is coming out of it, right? So you have to pull your navel in, lighten the load in your left foot, and slide it all the way back so you come onto all fours eventually. And then just pause for a moment, maybe shift your hips from side to side. Breathe in and out. Curl the toes under, lift your hips, press up and back, downward facing dog pose. And then just take a moment to kind of reflect upon the right and left side, especially of the legs. Good, and breathe in and breathe out. Take another inhale. As you exhale, you'll walk, step, or jump your feet up to the top of the mat, again into Uttanasana. Notice how the feels in the backs of the legs, and lift open the front of the chest on your inhale, and exhale once again, fold forward. Good, come back to stand, inhale, reach the arms to the sky, and exhale your hands to your heart. And then close your eyes and breathe in and breathe out. I believe on a very deep level, on a very animalistic level, we know that we need each other. And we shield ourselves from that because we may have gotten hurt. We may have needed someone when no one was there. Or we may have needed this very particular person and they weren't there. We didn't recognize the others that filled in that space. So much of this practice points ourselves back to our own hearts. How do we show up for our own selves? Instead of projecting it externally, can we turn it back in and go, how do I show up for myself? How do I hold myself accountable? How do I love myself? How do I rise above my own challenges? And that, I think, is also the role of the full moon, or one of the things we can take from these times when the moon becomes full again. The remembrance that the external things are a reflection of what's happening inside. And while I might want to kick and scream and stomp my feet that someone else isn't showing up for me, how do I in turn show up for myself? How do I offer the very thing that I desperately want? Take another breath in, another breath out. And then another inhale could lift the arms up towards the sky, gently open your eyes, and then fold forward on your exhale. The good news is that you have two legs, so we get into Hanuman on the other side. So lift up halfway, inhale, and then you'll step your left foot to the back of the mat. Set your left knee on the floor and bring your hands to your right thigh. This is another one of the moments, I think, in my journey that really was impactful, was like recognizing that the very thing that I want, I have to be willing to offer first. Which kind of sucks. I mean, there's a little part of me that's like, I don't know why. Right? How come other people don't know? Just give me what I want, right? But it dawned on me like, oh, if I want love, I have to be willing to give that first. If I want understanding, I have to give that first. If I want tolerance, I have to be tolerant, right? That's the whole thing with embodying the intention. Take another inhale into the heart, another exhale. And then we'll straighten the right leg on your inhale breath and exhale, kick the ball of the right foot up and off the floor. Breathe in and out. Okay, and then remember that you can stay right here, or if you want, slide your right foot forward and come into full Hanumanasana, or some iteration of that. Whatever full Hanuman is for you today. And then lift your heart a little bit. And remember that we do this pose and this practice and walk this path for the love and devotion. For understanding that we are powerful beings, and that the smallest little thing like saying hi can transform your whole day. That when someone offers you the very thing you want, you're like, whoa, we are connected. Lift open the front of the chest a little bit. Hanuman, I love you. Thank you for those things that I'm devoted to. Thank you for the sensations that come alive in my hamstrings and my hips when I do this. Thank you for helping me evolve. Just stay for one more breath in, right into the heart, one more breath out. And then however you want to come back to all fours, right? Try to pull the navel in and then back onto the hands and the knees and breathe in and breathe out. Shift your hips gently from side to side, inhale and exhale. Now bring your knees together
and your feet slightly apart. And then you're gonna sit your hips down between your heels, and you've got your blocks there if you want some support with your knees and your ankles. Okay, your hands to the tops of the thighs. You're gonna pull the navel in and lift up through the heart center. And breathe in and out. I know it's hot in here. I'm like, there's like rivers. I don't want to flip on the swamp cooler because I think that's them cold, right? So let's just breathe through. We'll calm down, right? The hard part is over. I'm gonna breathe in. Well, you know, I should say that. I don't know. We're here now, right? That's probably the best place to be. We'll just sit down through the sitting bones. Okay. Now we're gonna stay here a little bit longer. We're gonna do alternate nostril breath. Okay, so you're gonna take your right hand in front of you, turn your palm to face you, and then fold your two peace fingers in. That's the first and second, commonly confused with second and third, but first and fingers come in, first and second, and then ring finger comes to your left nostril and thumb comes to the right. Okay, now inhale through both, exhale through your mouth. Good, now plug the right and inhale through the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Now release your right hand down. Just breathe in and out. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Gently allow your eyes to open. We'll walk the hands forward and come out of the legs. And then you'll come onto your sitting bones and extend your legs forward. We're going to create the same kind of rotation that we've been doing all this whole time with the legs now. So you can kind of shift to one side and rotate your inner thighs towards the floor. This will broaden the back of the pelvis and the hands will come down onto the ground. It'll help the hamstrings to open and then flex through your feet. Take an inhale and exhale. Good. Lift your arms up towards the sky as you breathe in. Exhale and come down halfway. Flex your feet and just come halfway down. Biceps by your ears. Inhale, come back up to seated. Reach out of your waist. Exhale again and fold. Again, halfway down. Inhale, come back up. Do that one more time, just halfway down, even if you can go further. Okay, take an inhale into the heart, reach through your arms, then bend your elbows and draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Inhale, extend your arms. Yeah. Oh, you can help your friend. Exhale, elbows wide. Good. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, elbows wide. Now bring your hands behind the back of the head and push the head into the hand a little bit. Pull the navel in and flex through your feet. Take an inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, fold forward a little deeper and then release your hands down to your ankles and fold. Let your head relax towards the floor. Breathe in and out. Push through the insides of your feet. Draw the pinky toe side of your foot back. This will also have you sense the inner thighs spiral down. Ooh, lots of sensations in the hamstrings today. Take another inhale into the front of the chest and another exhale to fold. Nice. Inhale, lift your arms to the sky, reach up. Exhale, lower your hands down. Then seated twist is our next pose. So we're going to take the left leg up and over the right leg. Okay, you can stay here with your right leg extended, or you can bend the right knee in and tuck your foot back by your hip. Remember, what we're looking for is the foundation strong and steady. So if it's the hip lifted with your foot tucked under, maybe just extend the leg forward. You're going to hug the knee in and then ground through the foot and the hip at the same time.
Take an inhale, lengthen through the crown, and then exhale, twist. Bring your right arm in front of the left leg and your left hand to the floor behind you. And breathe in and out. Good. Take an inhale to lengthen up through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, pull the belly button in and look over your back shoulder. Keep hugging the left knee in, but rooting your left hip. Breathe in and out. And then notice, right, the reflective part of the mind helps us to see what is the internal dialogue. How do things feel, and how is my mind translating those feelings, those sensations? Take another inhale right into the front of the chest, another exhale as you twist, and then come back to center, inhale, and exhale, pause. Change out your legs. So if you had your right leg extended, you'll have left leg extended, right foot up and over, or you might tuck your left foot under. Hug the knee in, but root through your hip and lengthen through the crown of the head. Take an inhale and exhale. Awesome. One more breath in, reach up through the crown, and now twist. Left arm in front, right hand behind. And just breathe in and out. Feel again the sensations in the body. All of the sensations. One of the other things that happens as we kind of meditate on the full moon is the remembrance that we are not just one aspect. We are not just our bodies. We are not just our breath. We are not just our mind. We are not just our spirit. We are not just our experiences. We are not our projections. We are all of those things. A spirit manifest in a form. Take an inhale, lengthen up, one more exhale to twist. And then inhale, come back to center, and exhale, pause. Good, just unwind your legs, extend both of them forward, but now bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop out to the sides. Clasp your ankles or hands to the top of the toes. Take an inhale and exhale, hinge forward. And even though we may kind of toggle between all of those, thinking at times I'm just this body, or really identified with the mind, or very much identified with spirit, or identified with the past, right? It's the part of you that is always watching, that is the true place of identity. It is all of these pieces that we work in our practice to integrate together. Take one more inhale into the heart, one more exhale as you fold, and then inhale, come up to seated. Draw your knees together and bring yourselves. Actually, I'm going to have y'all turn around on your backs and lay down. So your head's face towards me and your feet face the back of the room. Then once you get to the floor, stretch your arms please up and overhead and reach through your legs. You could even push through one foot and then the other. Just kind of reaching one foot back. This is a little shift of the pelvis, right? One hip will lift and then the other descends away. Nice little stretch for the low back. Then take an inhale and reach. And as you exhale, pull the knees into the chest. And just give yourself a little squeeze. Okay. You might rock the knees from side to side or rotate them around in a circle a couple times one way and then the other. Okay, now hug your knees in, inhale and exhale, and now align your knees with your hips. So just take them to stack, your knees on top of your hips, and push your hands to the tops of your knees, like the very top of the thighs, right? The quads. Now push your knees into your hands, but push your hands into your knees. Pull the belly button in and lengthen the low back along the floor. So if your knees are a little close to your torso, it'll be more difficult to lengthen the low back. So want to align. Yeah. Now push again, feet into knees into hands, hands into knees. But then pull the navel in and kind of feel the low back extend towards the floor. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Great. Release your arms out to the sides and drop your knees over to, actually place your feet on the floor, pick your hips up, shift them to the left, and then drop your knees to the right. Gaze out over your left shoulder. Just breathe in and out. Good. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Inhale, bring your knees back to center, pick your hips up, shift them to the right a couple inches, and then drop your knees to the left. What I learned in my stepping out of the comfort zone is like middle school and high school isn't really that scary. They're just little people, right? That need help understanding a lot of things, finding their place in the world, dealing with the ever-changing world that is in their face all the time, demands of that. Bring your knees back to center, pick your hips up, shift them to the center of the mat, and then hug the knees and then extend the legs down onto the ground. And it reminded me, that we only grow when we're in places that are uncomfortable. And while we can choose that, right, I'm going to come to a yoga class and I know I'll do things that maybe I don't want to do. Where are the other areas of my life that I might be able to be uncomfortable intentionally so that I can grow? Just take a moment or two to shift around a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the areas, right? It doesn't have to be all at once. But how do I recognize that challenge helps me grow and change? And in what ways does it do that? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Just relax your legs now down onto the ground. Come into our final pose of Shavasana. Take a moment or two to adjust if there are any other adjustments that you would like to make or any other postures that are calling to you. We laughed a little bit before that the hard part was over because sometimes this is the hard part. And just because it's quote unquote final relaxation doesn't mean that it's easy. And so remember that your breath is there. And that you can use your breath to help you. And it will be most helpful if you begin to lengthen your exhales. Just a little bit longer than your inhales. Letting a little bit more of the separateness dissolve away. We relax the mind and let the light of the full moon just flood in. And as light moves through the mind, and let it move through the whole rest of your body. Internally and externally as well. Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please begin to bring awareness back to your physical body. Slowly and sweetly allow your breath to deepen and just gradually start to move your fingers and toes. Rotate the wrists and ankles. When you're ready, reach your arms up and over your head. Stretch all the way from fingers to toes. Bring your knees to the chest and give yourself a great big hug. Take a moment to extend some gratitude to yourself for showing up today, for being here completely. You can roll to the right or the left, and when you're ready, we'll come up to a comfortable seated position. Just turn to face forward, and we'll seal our practice. Just take a moment, if you will, to reflect back on how you feel in your body. Note the sitting bones as they ground you into the earth. Reach up through the crown, clarity in the mind. This idea of the full moon as a representation of the steadiness of the mind. It's from a teaching from a book called the Garan Samhita. It says, once the moon is made steady, the sun is made to rise. Which simply is the teaching of, as the mind becomes more still, the soul shines forward. If our minds are clouded, or if they're constantly bombarded, it's hard for us to even recognize the light of our own soul, much less that of others. And so that becomes really the work of the yogin, is to steady the mind so that not only you can perceive of your own light, you can see how it is reflected in all beings, whether they are fully able or have different abilities. In the places that I've been, the halls and the classrooms are full of posters that, reflect that we are here to help one another. Quite contrary to what I hear happening nationally. And it's a little bit of a disconnect for me. I'm like, I don't see how that's happening. But of course I live in this place and see what I see here. And I guess that's the message, is that there are places that value inclusion and diversity and talk about how that makes us better. And so it's all very much alive and well. As you bring your hands back together at the center of the heart, remember that you are a part of that. When you look someone in the eye, when you give them a hello, high five, or simply an acknowledging glance that we're here on this planet together in these challenging times. We do what we can to reach to our own light and to connect to the light of another. And it doesn't have to be anything more than a hello. So as you take a moment to remember your intention, the prayer at your heart, feel also a wave of gratitude wash through you. What a blessing to be here in these bodies in this wild and crazy time. What a gift to practice. We'll seal our practice then with the chant of Om, but first take a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. Inhale for Om. As you exhale, bow the chin in. Honor the love and compassion that lies in your heart and the hearts of all beings, the teacher that guides our way. Know the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Hari Om. Thank you. You're very welcome. You guys all have a beautiful rest of your day, okay? Take good care. I'll see you soon, all right? You want to come meditate with me? We'll meditate in the other room. We'll do a little chanting and we'll sit for a bit. It's an extra, so you have to just check in at the front desk. Okay? Whatever your day has for you, I hope you are good and take good care of yourselves and do what you need to do. Okay? You're very welcome. Much love, everybody. Yeah, you're welcome. See you later.